Hey everybody, welcome to week 7. This is it. This is the big week in ENG 110 because this is the week that your argument papers are going to be due. So one of the things I want you to look out for in the announcement where this video is posted, I have also posted a sample argument paper. Now, it's not on any of the 3 assigned topics for you guys because I am not doing any work that will take away from what you guys are doing, but I've made a sample essay so that you can see what it looks like, first of all, with the formatting, also with the references page, and most importantly, with the in-text citation, because that is where we struggle the most typically. It's also showing you kind of the basic setup for an argument essay. And I posted a link late last week. I think it may have not even been till Saturday, but anyway, I posted an announcement with a link to some information about writing effective arguments that may also help. But I think you will benefit from taking a look at the sample more than just about anything else. So let me share my screen and we'll do our normal walkthrough of what's happening. But by now, you know what's happening. So we, as I said, we're entering unit 7. This, by the way, it was Saturday. This, by the way, is the link that I put out about good argumentative essays. So take a look at that. But then, like I said, I'm also going to, with this video, post a sample that is much closer in line to the kind of thing that you guys will be writing. So let's take a look at the unit. Revising and editing, of course. Hopefully, most of you have at least gotten started on a draft of the paper. And so this week is really designed to help you have some time to polish it, to make sure that all of your sources are cited, to make sure that you're using good resources and all the other things that go with revising and editing your papers. One of the things I want to really challenge you to do this week is to not automatically think of revision and proofreading or editing as being the exact same thing, because when we revise, we really want to look at the bigger picture. And when we're proofreading or editing, we're looking at those little tiny potential errors. So revision, I want you to keep 3 factors in mind when you're revising your papers. One is, does it make sense, right? Is it coherent? And that's where having at least one other person read it can really make a huge difference. If it's not making sense, if it's not flowing logically, sometimes all you have to do is make effective transitional sentences at the beginnings of the paragraphs, help the reader understand how you're getting from point A to point B, that kind of thing. You also, of course, want to make sure it's long enough, make sure it meets all the requirements of the assignment, double check the rubric that it's going to be graded by so that you can target potential areas of error. So there's a mouthful there. And then finally, does it do what it sets out to do? Did you stick to the point? Do you have a clear thesis? Is it making sense in that regard as well? So let's take a look at your readings and resources. You are going to be learning about revising and editing a little bit more. So you've got a reading assignment on that as well as a video. And that's it for this week. So the readings and resources are a little bit light, but it's all about that argument paper. So we've kind of been working on that already for quite a while. In Unit 7, you will have 2 assignments as usual, the paper, of course, and a revision oriented discussion board. So with the discussion board, you need to post that by Wednesday. You may or may not have started revising your argument essay, but you certainly have turned in other assignments this semester, this term. So your initial post is about that. Some people really love revision. Other people prefer to just hand in what is required of them without revising or changing any of the assignment. Consider the following questions about revision. What is your opinion on revision and how often do you revise your work? And what are the dangers of not revising your work? Share an example from this term of a piece of writing that you revised or that you made changes to. In response to your classmates, of course, review their opinions about revision and the revised piece of writing they shared. What do you agree with? What is different about your approach? And finally, pose a question about revision in those to stimulate discussion. So the due dates are the same. Wednesday night for your initial post, Sunday night at the end of the unit for your 2 responses to others. Then, of course, we have the assignment, the official assignment for the argument essay, but you guys have already seen this several times. We've had a link to it several times. There's a couple of other things in here that I want to point out. Number one, there were some people, even as late as last week when we were doing the introductions, who were writing introductions that were not based on one of these potential topics. Just a reminder, you have to write on one of these topics. There's no other choices. So should free speech be regulated on social media? Should health insurance be mandatory for all American citizens? And should Americans be required to complete some form of national service? So you've all picked one of these because you've done it for other assignments, but a couple folks kind of got off track a little bit with the introduction and went a different direction. It has to be on one of these. You also have the requirement to have at least 3 academic sources. Those have to come from the post-university library. The benefit of using the library is that those citations, those APA citations that go on your references page will be provided for you. You just have to open the little cite button and copy it and paste it into your document. Of course, checking to make sure that all the italics transfer over and it's the same font size and all that jazz. In this block, you also have a checklist for revisions. This is something that you will use to guide yourself. This is also a really cool checklist to give a family member or friend. If you're having someone else help you revise and edit, give them this list and help them kind of go through and check everything that needs to be checked. So please make use of that. It's a really good resource. Then, of course, you have the full assignment guide again, which we've looked at before. It is absolutely vital that you read this carefully before you submit your essay and make sure that you have met all of these requirements. We're still having a few struggles with people not turning in documents, like you're just putting, typing in the box. It has to be a document. It has to be attached. It can be a Word document or a PDF. It doesn't matter which way you save it, but it has to be an actual APA style document that you upload to the assignment. Just as a reminder, when you are ready to upload it to the assignment, you will click on this link. And then you will scroll down and you will browse the local files to find the file on your computer. Do not use this. Do not write submission. Do not just write in the box. You need to use this to attach something to it. Okay. And then you'll click, of course, to I agree. You can add comments if you want to tell me something. Those can go in here, but do not use the right submission. Do not use it XXXX. If I could delete that button, I would. And then, of course, when you have uploaded it, you will then click submit, and then it will be submitted for grading. All right. So those are your marching orders this week. Our schedule will change a little bit in week 8. We'll have a little less time for some of the things that we normally do. But in the meantime, please reach out if you have questions. We can meet on Zoom. We can meet in the classroom. We can text back and forth. We can email back and forth. I am here to help you. If you do have problems finding library resources, please reach out to the library. You can also ask me, but they are better at finding resources than I am. And I think that's it for this week. So everybody have a great week. It's President's Day, so happy President's Day. And I will see you next Monday for our final week in ENG 110. Everybody take care. Have a great week.